We return, we return, we return, return again.
We return, we return, we return, return again and again.
yachad. Hine matov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam 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 yachad.
Let's hear them. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. So, some congregations celebrated Simchat Torah on Wednesday, others celebrated on Thursday, many are celebrating tonight, and every single clergy person at the end of their Simchat Torah service says to themselves, Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh, the high holy days are finally done.
Amen.
Yeah, now Deanna is rightfully, now I can go back to work. I have been so busy working that I haven't been able to work. With all due respect, yes. Tonight we celebrate Simchat Torah, and we do so with joy. And we've kind of talked a little bit about how the High Holy Days as a whole have been strains for us, because how do we live the both truths of being still scorned and in pain and concerned and angry and frustrated and hurt and grieving everything that is continuing to go on in Israel and everything that has happened since October 7th, while also being filled with joy. And while we observed October 7th as the secular anniversary of the tragic events that happened, Simchat Torah was when it really happened in terms of the Hebrew calendar. And throughout our service, we will be looking at one particular prayer by Rachel Sharansky-Danziger, who talks about this teeter-tottering between joy and mourning. And we also come to this idea of something that Debbie Friedman, the really great song leader and composer, talked about, was this idea of turning mourning into dancing. And Simchat Torah is this time in which we dance and we celebrate with joy. And we will unroll our scroll, and we will look at the end, and then we will immediately look at the beginning, so we can continue our cycle all over again. I am thrilled that I am on the bima with Stephen Carini. You get Stephen and Rabbi PJ for 2 weeks in a row. So on behalf of us, we apologize. But we look forward to worshiping with you, praying with you, and learning from you. The first thing that we need to do is we need to light our Shabbat and festival candles. So I'm going to invite up Sharon Frost, and we're going to be doing Shel Shabbat v'Shel Yom Tov, because Yom Tov is the word for festival, or literally good day. So we're going to be acknowledging that this is a festival as well.
So do I say both?
Say Shel Shabbat, Shel Yom Tov.
Okay.
120, 121 in your prayer books.
Let's do. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshani b'mitzvotah b'tzivani lahadlik ner shel Shabbat shel Yom Tov.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov.
We continue on page 1 of our supplement. It says, "My God, I want to rejoice. I want to dance and feel within my feet, generations upon generations of dancing feet. I want to embrace your Torah and feel within my body, generations upon generations of beating hearts, odd hearts, lovesick for your Torah. I want to bring their love, my love, to the chambers of my hearts, to hold fast and not let you go." We continue with words of Lecha Dodi on page 138, 139. We will sing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And then immediately after verse 9, after we've greeted the Shabbat bride and everybody has stood, we will take the time to greet each other and wish each other a Shabbat Shalom as well. Page 138 and 139.
Yalalalai Lecha Dodi, Yalalalai Likrat Kala, Yalalalai K'nei Shabbat, K'nei Shabbat Nikab Elav, Shamor V'Zachor, B'Dibur Echad, Ishmianu El HaMyuchad, Adonai Echad, Ushmo Echad, L'Shemo Tiferet, Keli Tfilah, Yai Lai Lai, Yalalalai Lecha Dodi, Yalalalai Likrat Kala, Yalalalai K'nei Shabbat, K'nei Shabbat Nikab Elav, Shabbat. Lechu v'nelcha. Ki mikor habaracha. Merosh mikedem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tefila. Yai lai lai, yada la la lai l'chadodi. Yada la la lai librat kala. Yada la la lai k'nei Shabbat. K'nei Shabbat nikabelam.
Verse 5.
Ba'orei, umi uri, shir daberi, kivod Adonai, alayik niglai, yai lai lai. Yada la 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 chadodi. Yada la 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 likrat kala. Yada la 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 k'nei Shabbat. K'nei Shabbat nikabelam. Boi v'shalom. Atzeret bala. Besimcha u'toholam toch emunei am segula boi chala boi chala. Yai lai lai, ya la 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 chadodi. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 k'nei Shabbat, k'nei Shabbat nikabelam. lecha dodi. Yalalala likrat kala. Yalalala b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nikabela.
We're in a groove.
Oh, dude.
Hold on to it.
Wow, we're rocking.
Hold on to it. We continue on page 1 of our supplement. But my God, my feet are heavy today. I want to rejoice, but my heart is grieving for the beloved and the cherished who were never parted in life or in death. For the day when our dancing turned towards morning, your glory, O Israel, lies slain on your heights. How could your name be defiled in the nations? How shall I dance today? How shall I rejoice? We continue on page 146. For Baruch, please rise.
Lai lai lai, yalla 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 lai lai lai. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai.
Please be seated. So we have some friends from Oakwood University who are taking biblical Hebrew, which means they know more Hebrew than I do. Have you learned like all the different like hitpa'el and pa'al conjugations and everything yet? That's in Hebrew too. Oh, that's in Hebrew too. Good, 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 good. So have you learned a little bit about prefixes, suffixes, stuff like that? Yeah. So ba, what does that typically translate to? So like in. What about ba? In the.
You put him on the spot.
In the. Or. Now I'm going to teach you. It's good. So the word bereshit. So first of all, you have ba, which typically is the in. Oftentimes when we look at the first word of the Torah, it says in the beginning, right? However, friends, I regret to inform you that might not be the actual translation.
What?
It could be in the beginning of the beginnings. It could be in a beginning. It could be in a beginning of beginnings. And when you look at Reish, like Reshit, this is like the rabbis getting really clever with words. Reish sounds like what word? Think creation. Think the holiday that we celebrated. Rosh. Rosh is the head. Rosh Hashanah is the birthday of the year. So, Bereshit, in a head of, or in a beginning of, or in a creation of. Now, here's what's even cooler. I'm geeking out on Hebrew and Judaism right now. The rabbis talk about how we look at the creation story, and too often we look at it as something finite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, seventh day. What happens on the seventh day? Shabbat. Now, by looking at it linearly, we actually have failed our understanding of creation. You're supposed to say, why, Rabbi?
Why?
Oh, it's funny that you asked. I'm glad that you did.
You need to give us a script.
Well,
I'm sorry he didn't give me the cue cards to hold behind him. Just
I'll have ChatGPT script it for us. What happens after the seventh day? Huh? And then God. And then what happens? And just like the cycle of the week, guess what, friends? The creation story never ended. We are literally within the creation story. Creation is not complete. We are a creation story. Well, it depends if you're doing ba or ba or ba. But we are in a or the creation story. We are always creating. So much so that we need to rest in order to continue creating. So much so that sometimes our form of rest is actually a form of creation. Some people on Shabbat, they like to paint. They like to garden. They like to tinker. They like to use their, what's that thing that you have in their Cricut machine? Some people like to read. Why are you laughing? What are the two old men in the Muppets that are the hecklers?
Oh. I didn't understand a word of that either.
What they said. So we are participating in creation, and not only are we participating in creation, sometimes our ability to rest also requires our own creativity. So everything is a beginning. Everything is a beginning. And just when something begins, there is an ending. And right after every ending is a beginning. So guess what? There may not truly be an ending. It may just be a break.
Does that mean we have to start the Torah all over again?
Funny that you mentioned it. I can arrange that for you, Eli. Oh, wait. Yes, it's in my calendar. Do it tonight. Oh, good, good.
Whoa.
That was the alarm that went off my phone. So, one of the things that happens during creation is this idea of darkness and light. And there is a camp song called Roll Into Dark that reminds us of this cycle of creation, this cycle of day and night, acknowledging that the Jewish day begins in the evening. So, welcome to this new day. I'll be your tour guide. Roll Into Dark is on page 2 of your supplements. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei Yom V'Layla. rise together for Shema, page 152. Shema Yisrael,
Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. Page 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu advarim ha'elem
Asher Anochi mitzavcha
hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derek uv'shokpecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'chayu letotafot b'neinecha uktavtam amuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim leloechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem. We continue on our supplements at the bottom of page 2. My God, help me choose life and love again. Help me place my hands in my friends' hands today and feel between my fingers generations upon generations of brave hands that embraced you and your Torah to our heart even when we were killed for your sake, even when our love was like a rose among the thorns of persecution and suffering. We continue with our song of redemption, Michamocha, page 178.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Norah tehilot, osei belem. Norah tehilot, osei belem. Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, okei hayam livnei Moshe u'Miriam. Anu ve'amru, Anu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Norah tehilot, osei belem. Norah tehilot, osei belem. Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed.
The joy of kids in our sanctuary is enough, is all I need to know that we are sheltered and protected and comforted. And that when we look towards these generations, it makes me feel that we as a Jewish people are going to be just fine. As long as we continue to spread a shelter of peace and compassion and wisdom and trust and love and respect for one another, we too have a future. We continue with words of Hashkivenu, which are found on page 3 of your supplements.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. Again. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. Lechaim.
At the bottom of page 3. My God, the dance won't stop. The love won't stop. I can't stir or awaken the joy until it pleases, but I pray that it too shall return. Awake, awake, my God, be with us in this dance that binds all generations together, that binds us to you. Help us find the courage to rejoice again. Arise for our help and redeem us for the sake of thy steadfast love. We rise for the Amidah, linking us to all generations, beginning on page 164. Following those words of Adonai Sivatai Tiftach, we will continue silently through page 180. Adonai Sivatai Tiftach,
Ufi Agi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
Page 180, Osei Shalom.
Oh, say shalom. Im Romah. 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 Uyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Oh, say shalom. Im Romah. Oh, say shalom. Im Romah. Oh, say shalom. Im Romah. Uyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Amen. Amen.
We take a moment to turn our thoughts to all those loved ones in need of healing, of body, of mind, of spirit. May our voices be heard and give them a sense of strength and comfort. On this Shabbat, we think of Sarah Crocker, Nelson Petticourt, Natalie Wallach, Bernard Rubin, Barbara Lapidus, Margaret Ann Goldsmith, Al Jupiter, Judy Kunitz, Jaylee Weber, Ken Rhodes, Joy Suskin, Lynn Weil, Sue Chatham, Sarah Ballin, Michelle Shochet, Charles Simon, Amanda Solomon, Robert Berman, Fred Levin, Doug Castellano, Suzanne Horsley, Charlie Appleby, Wayne Copeland, Eileen Linton, Joan May, Jane Altschuler, Dee Berkowitz, Sharon Schuff, Rebecca Stewart, and Renata Limmer. At this time, I invite you to share the names of those loved ones in need of healing aloud or within your heart as my eyes meet yours. Baruch atah Adonai rofei et hakol. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings healing to all those loved ones who need it most. Page 371.
Sheberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirits, and let us say, Amen.
Hey, Jonah. Hey, Jonah. I need to do one more prayer, but then do you want to help me with the Torah service? No? You wanted to see the Torah? Okay. Sometimes parenting on the Bima does not always work. You want to see? Okay, there you go. Sometimes that type of parenting does work. We continue with our prayer for the state of... Huh?
It's not necessarily on the right person.
Well, you know. You win some, you lose some. We continue with our prayer for the state of Israel, page 377. Avinu shebashamayim, tzor Yisrael v'goelo, barech et medinat Yisrael, reshit tzmichat geulatenu. Hagein alecha be'evrat hasdecha, ufros alea sukat shlomecha, ushlach orcha v'amitcha l'rashecha, zaracha v'yotzecha, v'taknen be'etza tova milfanecha, ונתת שלום בארץ ושמחת עולם ליושביה ונאמר Amen. In English together. So, a couple pieces of housekeeping for our Torah service. So what's going to happen is that we are going to do our Torah blessings that we do when we take the Torah out. We will do a hakafah, meaning we'll go around for everybody to touch the Torah and kiss it with their prayer books or their talit. Then I will want everybody to help out by standing around these tables. I'm going to need one person over here and one person over there at the end to be my Torah scroll holders. What we are going to do is we are going to roll the Torah at this place down. So the Torah is very close to the end of the book of Deuteronomy. So when we put it down, we are literally going to scroll it to the end of the book of Deuteronomy, so we can then roll it out. So then we can roll it out as far as we can go. We probably will not hit Genesis right away, but as soon as we have finished our Deuteronomy verses, we will roll the rest of it to Genesis, but we'll get pretty close, if I remember, last year. And before we even chant from the Torah, we'll do a little bit of a Torah tour. Couple pieces of importance. Please do not touch the actual ink itself. You can touch around it. I don't know if you knew this, but we have oily skin, and sometimes the oil can smudge. So please be very, very careful. The other thing that's really, really cool about Simchat Torah is that it is the only holiday where a lot of the traditional rules related to Torah go out the window. What do you mean? For example, it is the only holiday in which technically kids who have not become a bar or bat mitzvah can do the Torah blessings. It is the only holiday in which anybody, regardless of whether or not they are Jewish or not, or have yet to convert or not, can do the Torah blessings. And even more so, it recalls to this idea that everybody was at Mount Sinai when the Torah was given to us, and this is the big day that we are celebrating Torah. So all that combined gives us this opportunity to be very, very, very inclusive with our sacred scroll. So with that in mind, I invite you to rise as our ark is opened and we give honor to our Torah. Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, Udevar Adonai Mirushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Udevar Adonai Mirushalayim. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Echadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadlul Adonai Iti, Uneromema Shemo Yachdav, Lecha Adonai Hagidula V'Hagivura V'Hatiferet V'Hanetzach V'Ha'od, Ki kol v'shamayim uvaretz, Ki kol v'shamayim uvaretz, Lecha Adonai Hamamlacha V'Amid Na'aseh Lecho Lerosh.
Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim Ha'olam Omein, Al Shlosha Devarim Ha'olam Omein, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim Ha'olam Omein, Al Shlosha Devarim Ha'olam Omein, Al HaTorah Ve'al HaAvodah Ve'al Gemilut Chasadim, Al HaTorah Ve'al HaAvodah Ve'al Gemilut Chasadim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim Ha'olam Omein, Al Shlosha Devarim Ha'olam Omein, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Ve'hishtachavnu Lehar Kodsho, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Ve'hishtachavnu Lehar Kodsho, Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu, Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Ve'hishtachavnu Lehar Kodsho, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Ve'hishtachavnu Lehar Kodsho, Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu, kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishachavu lehakosho romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishachavu lehakosho ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu Ameh 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 Yisrael Chai 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 Oh Rabinu Chai Oh Rabinu Chai Oh Rabinu Chai Oh Rabinu Chai
Okay. Where are we over there?
Probably in Leviticus.
I was surprised he said we were going to possibly get close.
Hey, look. I have something to admit. I have no concept of space or time.
Fair enough.
Wait. Okay. All right, so I have very good news. What's that? This is Exodus.
Ooh.
Oh, no, wait, I lied. No. So, we're actually still in Deuteronomy. But that's okay. That's okay. So, this is going to be tour part 1. Welcome to the Torah. I'll be your tour guide. So, ironically, as some of you may know, we actually see the Ten Commandments 3 times in our Torah, and in each of those times, they're completely different. Right here is the Ten Commandments as it appears in the book of Deuteronomy, but right afterwards is a very important phrase, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad, right here, which means, hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Shema literally means to hear or to listen. It's a call. Book of Deuteronomy is Moses' final speeches to the Jewish people. Often they call it his ethical will because he's sharing all of these things. So while Shema is supposed to be this internal prayer to describe God's oneness, what we often overlook is that Moses is basically saying, hey guys, wake up and listen to me!
This is my swan song.
Pretty much. And all of this goes down and down and down and down and down.
Moses was long-winded.
So is your rabbi, but it's okay. So then, when we get over here, we start transitioning to the end. For those of you who are over here, you see how these are in multiple columns that are thinner? It's because it is a poem. There are 2 times in which there are poems in the Torah, and poems equal songs.
What's that one?
This one is this is like Moses' final song. This is the plea to the people of, guys, I'm about to die. Listen up. God is your God. I'm going to pass the torch over to Joshua. Please, please, please. If you don't, all these bad things are going to happen to you. And if you do, all these good things are going to be happening to you. But like every single poem and song, it always ends with hope. Which some people say that it's because the writers decided decided to insert extra lines to make it more hopeful. Some people say that it's because we are the endless optimists, but we've learned as of late that there's no such thing as optimism, just everything is hope. So, then we get to the very, 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 very end. Hey, Robbie, do you mind closing the ark for me? So, I'm going to squeeze through.
Should I make this white?
It'll be fine.
So,
You're good.
so we're going to get to the very, 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 very end. And what we learned in the last three verses is never again did we get a prophet like Moses. So this is the first time in which Moses is called a Navi, a prophet, an intermediary between humanity and God, whom God singled out and did so panim al panim, face to face. Meaning, there is the narrative in which Moses was the only person that actually saw God's face, which is only half true, because it really was, Moses saw God's backside, and even that was a little bit of a stretch. Some people say that Moses saw the light of God's backside reflecting. Regardless, Moses had the closest encounter to God, so to speak, and it directs us immediately back to Egypt. So gave signs and miracles that happened in Egypt against Pharaoh, and for all the great might and awesome power that Moses displayed before Israel. What we often forget is that in the last verse it says Hahazikah uho hamorah. Now, morah is typically translated as all of the strength and awfulness, AWE. However, for those of you who know a little bit of Hebrew, what's the Hebrew word for teacher? Rabbi. Moreh or morah. So there's a play on words here, where it's not just for all the great might and awesome power that Moses displayed before all Israel, but all the greatness and the teachings that Moses gave to the people Israel, which is why immediately when we end, we go back to the beginning. So, join with me. Baruch et Adonai HaMorah.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam. Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim. V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Notein HaTorah.
V'lokam Navi od V'Yisrael Moshe Asher Yado Adonai Panim El Panim Lo Ha'atom HaMoftim Asher Shalchu Adonai Lasot Ba'eretz Mitzrayim Lepharo Hu Avdav Ulcho Artso Ulcho Hayad Ha'azakah Ulcho Hamorah Agado Asher Asa Moshe Le'enai Ke'ol Yisrael. So, when we finish the Torah or the book of Torah, we say these words. Repeat after me. Hazak,
Chazak,
Hazak,
Chazak,
V'yid Hazak.
V'yid Chazek.
Hazak, Hazak, V'yid Hazak. Hazak,
Chazak, V'yid Chazek. Chazak, Chazak, V'yid Chazek. Chazak, Chazak, V'yid Chazek.
Also, one more piece here. It says, Moshe le'enai kol phrase "Motzi Chen Be'enai," and you found favor in that person, it's actually the closest thing to "I love you" within the Torah, finding favor. So Moses is not only saying all this great power displayed to Israel, all these great teachings displayed to Israel, but all of these great things that Moses saw in Israel. What does that mean? It means that Moses saw the potential of the people. And the potential is what allowed him to teach everything. And what the commentaries talk about is one of the reasons why Moses is called this great prophet and the best of the best is because for him, prophecy was not divining something of horror or of pain or badness, but the prophecy was the Israelite people have the great potential to be great, to have the potential to bring people together and spread love and joy and do amazing things in relationship with God. And Moses basically says at the very, very end, I see that in you. Now go do something with it. And then he says, peace out. Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah temet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu, Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
So, here's what we are going to do. We are going to start rolling the Torah this way, very tightly, so that when we get there, there's going to be enough room for us to continue to roll it, so we can get as far as we can. And then if we're at Genesis, great. If not, we'll take a pit stop and do a further Torah tour. I think we had another table last year.
Yeah.
It did kind of take a turn. So I know that we've done it in the social hall before, and we can definitely consider doing that. I like the idea of doing it in the sanctuary because this is like home base.
I like it in here a great deal.
Okay.
Feels amazing.
You want to help roll down a little bit? And as soon as there is some ability to start rolling over there, to move it down, we can. In fact, what we can do, now that we've rolled this far,
Take up the slack, yeah. Did your thing be? I'm sure his name's something.
it's called Lehadu Hippie.
Okay.
I know you do. You get it for 2 weeks in a row.
So Frank, so my rabbinic colleagues by inventing meaning they made their own, Torah ruler. And what they did was they took some plywood and they put casters on it and flipped it over and used it as a Torah ruler.
Yeah.
So the Brotherhood, I believe, is going to help us with that. And then we're going to be able to roll the Torah so much quicker. But in the meantime, as you know, I am a huge sports fan, and we are the Holy Rollers.
That was terrible. Don't ever say that.
I'm disappointed in that one.
No, we're not another Roly Polies, the Holy Rollers. Some of it is with us and everything to do with the fact that this is an aging Torah, and it actually needs a lot of repair. This Torah, from my understanding, is over 50 years old, if not more. But if you notice, the stitching here is falling off, which is why it clumps. This Torah could use some repairs.
Some good old TLC.
Just restitch it.
No.
That's it.
And Torah repairs are not cheap.
But
We're talking like at least at least 5 figures.
Well, it depends. So we had, in my first congregation, we had 8 Torah scrolls, and we got 7 of the 8 scrolls fixed, and it cost us $30,000. If we're doing 1 scroll, probably around 7 to 10, if we're lucky,
Depending on what's needed.
depending on what it's done. The problem is that because there are stains in here, and if you really pay attention, this is me. I'm not speaking ill of those who did this, but there is some pen written in our Torah scroll with some Hebrew transliteration instead. There are coffee stains.
Can we get a quick meditation?
So what that tells us is it's not just an easy job to just repair some of the words. They would literally have to repair the entire penis. An option that we could do, just saying, is for our 150th, we could commission a new Torah. But that's just for our 150th.
What was that again?
For our 150th,
You mean we have 150th anniversary coming up?
yeah, in 2026, we could commission our own Torah.
I think we ought to do this.
Huh?
I think we ought to work on getting it.
That when we commission it, meaning we can commission it, people can donate to that. There'll be plenty of other ways to donate because that's up in here. But one thing they can do is donate, like, I'm going to donate $360, and then I'm going to be able to write
10 Commandments coming
a
down.
letter or whatnot in the Torah.
We're in Exodus.
I think that's called
Okay,
bribery.
Exodus. Okay, so keep going. So over here, Megan, point to where you were just pointing. So you see how these are in columns? Yes. This is the other column. This is the Song of the Sea.
yeah, they've tried to fix it 3,000 times each time.
Okay, so this is the end of Exodus right here. Meaning, we are in Genesis.
We made it. Sort of.
Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads. Oh, what? I do know history. Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. It's the yod.
We're almost there.
Okay. So, can somebody hold this for me? To the other side, where did the yacht go?
Yeah.
Okay.
One more.
One more. Okay. Good? This is LA Toldot, so this is when we learn about the generations of Abraham. And this is the beginning of Jacob and Esau. We have Haye Sarah, which is Sarah's death. Then over here we have the Akedah. This is Lech Lecha, where Abraham is told to go to an unknown land. And then Noah. Well, this is the end of, I believe, the story. Yeah, this is Noah, right over here. And then we got Bereshit over here. So, we're going to read the first day. And it has Bereshit in a beginning. We're in the beginning of beginnings. God created something called heaven and earth, but it's really not heaven and earth. God created essentially the skies and the earth. And we are taught that God created ex nihilo, out of nothing, but there's a whole debate over what is really nothing, because there had to be something, and nothing is something, and talk to me later and I'll confuse you a bit more. But it says the world was unformed, meaning, you know what God really created out of? No.
Words.
No. Chaos. The something was chaos. How can you describe something unformed and void if you didn't have something before that? God took out chaos and put order. And what's really great about the creation story is that I regret to inform you that it is not unique to Judaism. This is very ancient Near Eastern. The first 12 books of our Torah, the first 12 books of the book of Genesis, is very much related to ancient Near Eastern texts, and has the stories of etiology, stories of origins, and these are narratives that you see in many, many, many traditions, so much so that you can't ignore the fact that they are connected. But this is our version of it. Huh? Maybe. No, what, other gods. Which is also a true-ish statement. I say true-ish because when you get to these early stuff, there's a lot of things that are truths, but not necessarily truth. The other thing that is very, very unique, and this is the big idea here of, people say that there is a dissonance between the Big Bang and the creation story. Well, I have another regret to inform you. We describe things the only way that we know how, based on our own experience in the period by which we lived in. So what if the creation story here is simply the Big Bang?
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about the Big Bang, and if you were really, really able to do the Reader's Digest Torah for Dummies version, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
First there was nothing.
So what that means, friends, is either science is a form of religion, or religion is just an early science.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Vern, Scientology has nothing to do with this.
All right.
It has nothing to do with science either. It has everything to do with aliens and Battlestar Earth.
And money.
And money. After the Battlestar Earth Galactica. And technological things that only certain people know about.
If they paid enough.
Guys, why are you enabling my ADHD?
All right, bring it in.
You got two of you got one right next to you who has the two. That's not.
Baruch Hu Adonai Habarach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol hamim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. V'haaretz hayta tohu v'chu. V'hoshet al panei tahum. V'ruach Elohim merachefet al panei hamayim. Vayomer Elohim yahi or vayehi or. Vaya'ar Elohim et ha'or ki tov. Vayabdel Elohim ben ha'or u'vein Hoshet. Vayikra Elohim le'or yom la'Hoshet. Kara la'ayel vayehi erev vayehi boker yom echad. Amen.
Amen.
You got it.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah. Chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
So we're going to start here, and we're going to keep going till the end for the rest of the night, okay?
We're going to be here a while. Yeah, I guess you will.
So we begin with creation. And not only do we begin with creation, we begin with renewal. And as we read through the Torah in the year to come, we will find new insights. We will find renewed insights. And we will go through this journey together. So with that in mind, here's what's going to happen. Stephen, you're going to play Tree of Life,
Yup.
and we're going to roll, and then we're going to put the Torah away, and then we're going to do Kaddish, and then we're going to close our Kaddish, Kiddush,
And money.
Motzi.
Announcements, closing song.
And then we're going to have some Nash. I need help. Let's roll. Ideally, if you can roll this down so we can stay toward the book of Genesis.
All right. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Eitz Chaim ki lemachaziki b'amatov me'ar me'ushar. Eitz Chaim ki lemachaziki b'amatov me'ar me'ushar. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, 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 shalom.
That was amazing.
That was awesome. I got this timing thing pretty down.
So, the other thing that's important is that we have a tradition in which not only do we go through a cycle, but this cycle is one of also remembrance. And throughout Sukkot, we've talked about how the purpose of life is to truly live it. And in preparation for Mourner's Kaddish, I want to share with you a reading from the poet Yehuda Amichai on page 5 of your supplements. A man in his life has no time to have time for everything. He has no room to have room for every desire. Ecclesiastes was wrong to claim that. A man has to hate and love all at once, with the same eyes to cry and to laugh, with the same hands to throw stones and to gather them, make love and war and love, and hate and forgive and remember and forget, and order and confuse and eat and digest, what long history does in so many years. A man in his life has no time. When he loses, he seeks. When he finds, he forgets. When he forgets, he loves. When he loves, he begins forgetting. And his soul is knowing and very professional. Only his body remains an amateur always. It tries and it fumbles. He doesn't learn and gets confused, drunk and blind in his pleasures and pains. In autumn, he will die like a fig, shriveled, sweet, full of himself. Leaves dry out on the ground, and the naked branches point to the place where time is for everything. On this particular Shabbat, we call to mind Jack Roberts, Joseph Dinneberg, Josephine Kaiserling, Hilda Nathan, Robert Maurice Ward, Mitzi Levine Spector, Anna Franklin Weil, Thelma Cockrell, Werner Brook, Boris Stetzel, Anne Goldfarb, Bernard Morris Weiner, Sam Goldstein, and Louis Richard Sternman. If there's a name that you would like to add on this Shabbat, I invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours.
All those who died since the last year in the war that Hamas started on both sides.
Zichanam Livracha, may the memories of each and every person we have named before an enduring blessing. Supporting those who mourn and in the memory of the martyrs of our people, we rise together for Kaddish, page 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, b'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam omei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha b'rechu, le'olam min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nehemata, damiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to those who mourn, and may the source of comfort send comfort to all who are bereaved. And we say together, amen. Please be seated. So, keep in mind that, believe it or not, next week is November. Our November calendar has had some various changes to it due to some scheduling. So, for example, we will be doing Torah study on November 16th and 23rd and not November 9th. On November 17th, we're actually going to have something called the Day of Jewish Learning, and there'll be some more information of that coming out. Abby will be out of the office from basically, I believe, Friday, November 1st until November 12th. And then I will be out of the office, but available through phone and email, November 25th through December 1st. Don't tell anybody I'm taking some time off. Huh? Yeah, well, I mean, first, yeah, I know, the nerve. The nerve. So, request. So, TVS has the opportunity to sponsor the dreidel that is at the Galaxy of the Lights at Botanical Garden. And as some of you may know, the Botanical Garden Galaxy of the Lights is like the thing to do during the holiday season. And we would like to be able to sponsor it and have a holiday message and continue to do an effective job getting our name out there. If you would like to contribute to the cost of said light or said dreidel, take a spin over to me and talk to me. See what I did? Dreidel, spin.
I see what you did there.
No, JD says no. But we would love for people to contribute to that cost, because one of the things that's really important for us is to continue to get our name out there, not just as a way for people to know that we exist, but also for people to know that we are here and we are proud of our Judaism and we find ways to connect with the community. I did not get to do the Galaxy of Lights at the Gardens last year, and I need to do that because I hear that it is pretty darn amazing. And I have a Botanical Gardens membership, so I guess I should utilize it. The kids do all the time. Jonah's the gardener, too. So keep an eye out for the November newsletters and emails with all the calendar updates. December as well, and then we're going to be having a new program guide for January through May coming out before the winter holiday season in December. Am I missing anything else? Great. So we are going to do some Kiddush, we're going to do some Motzi, and then we're going to do our closing song, Shalom Rav. Is that what it was?
That's definitely not what it was.
What is it? What's our closing song?
Sweet as honey.
Oh, duh.
Trying to throw me off.
Sweet as honey. And then we'll have some sweets
There you go.
as honey. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit, ki hu yom tehila l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta, viltanu kidashta, mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, baruch atah Adonai, mikadesh HaShabbat. Amen. Before I forget, one big piece of help that I could use from some of you is before we leave this evening, if we can fold the tablecloths and then also move the tables back into the social hall so Nachas can be here on Sunday, and so we can actually have some sense of normalcy and not have tables and chairs all over and everywhere. So that would be very helpful if we could have some people help with that. But before that, if you are young and young at heart and you want to do some motzi and have some challah, now is your time. Thank you.
Yeah, there's good.
Stay. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, we give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together, as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Little bit, Robbie. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring.
Okay, is that enough? This whole bread. Is that enough? Or do I just go?
Now you can get the challah, now that everybody else has had some.
Okay. What?
I really do not want to be present during dissection day with Robbie. You know how, do they still do dissection in biology? Yes, they do. I mean, he's going to have a blast. Only if he eats it.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite days in biology class.
Did you dissect a pig?
No, we did a frog. And then we did an owl on the computer. That wasn't as fun.
You did who?
Nah.
So we're going to end with the words as sweet as honey, which is our blessing for Torah study, which is found on the very last page of your supplement.
Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah, la'asok b'divrei Torah.
Sweet as honey.
Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as let us soak it up and let it all
I missed that.
Sweet words of Torah, let us soak it up and let it all sink in. Sweet words of Torah, sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue.
Shabbat Shalom, Hag Sameach. And sweet, I know, I should have done it. I'm sorry.
I teed you up and everything.
I know. You know, sometimes I don't have that.
return. We return. We return.